What's going on YouTube? I'm Darian, the bow tie fragrance guy on this channel. We talk about fragrances, we talk about fashion, we get into some lifestyle stuff. So if you're interested in any of that content, consider subscribing to the channel and make sure you hit the bell icon as well to ensure you get notified anytime new content is uploaded on my channel. So in today's video, guys, I'm going to be jumping into 10 fragrances that are fresh, that are great to wear year round, that are head turning fragrances. In my experience, these are some fragrances that have been known to get people's attention. So this should be a pretty good and pretty fun and interesting video, because one of the things that I decided to do was I decided to focus on some of the fragrances that fit into this category that are not talked about often on YouTube. Now, with the exception of maybe one or two of these fragrances, a lot of these fragrances you guys haven't really heard a lot about. And that's one of the things that I'm really interested in doing at this point on my channel, is really introducing you guys to some different fragrances. Once again, fragrances that aren't talked about on every channel ad nauseum on this platform. So if that's something that you like as well, trying to find something unique and different, then I think you'll find this list to be very interesting. Fellas, don't forget, if you haven't gotten my 3 fragrances yet that I did with Navitus, which is of course Divine Aphrodisiac, Eau Debonair, and Sartorial Noir, the discount that we're running is about to end pretty soon. I think we only have like a week or so left. So guys, if you're going to get them, don't hesitate. Go ahead and grab them now while you can get the discount. Because again, I think this is the best value that you're going to find. I mean, it's only 145 bucks, but with the discounts, you're paying around, at the worst, $120 or so for a bottle, which is, honestly at designer price level at this point. So go ahead and pick those up while the discount is still going. All right, and now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're about to get into the list. So if you want to see what's on the list of 10 fresh year-round fragrances that'll get you noticed, then you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Oh, let's get it.
The Bow Tie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's go ahead and jump right into this list of fragrances. Now, this first fragrance that I want to talk about is one that, I did do a full review on this fragrance. So if you would like to see that review, I'm gonna make sure I link it right up here somewhere, wherever it appears. So the fragrance that I'm talking about is from the house of Bodicea Victorious, and this is called CONSORT. Look at that beautiful bottle, man. This is an absolutely stunning fragrance. To me, honestly, this is kind of a cross. If you took Acqu Di Gio and you took the best things about it and took the best things about Hachivat from Nishane, I think this is what you would come up with right here. This is an amazing fragrance. Like I said, you get the pineapple kind of vibe in here. You get that kind of smokiness that you would get from like the birch wood that you find in Acqu Di Gio. But again, this is a phenomenal fragrance. And just like a lot of the other fragrances that are inspired by Acqu Di Gio or that are clones of Acqu Di Gio, just really can't go wrong with that DNA. And obviously that's why so many companies keep trying to, come up with their own version of it, because it's just a scent DNA that's proven, it's tried and tested, and it works. But I wanted to include this one on the list because of all the other fragrances that are talked about when people start talking about Acqu Di Gio. This is one that nobody else is talking about. So make sure you check this one out, guys. If you like that kind of Acqu Di Gio DNA, I'm sure you're gonna love this fragrance from the house of Bodicea Victorious. This is called CONSORT. All right, now this next fragrance, man, this one is from the house of Chanel. Now, of the fragrances that I'm going to talk about today, this is probably the one that is talked about more frequently than some of the others on the list. But nonetheless, it's a fragrance that deserves to be talked about on this kind of list. It's from Chanel again, and this one is called Allure Homme Allure Homme Sporteauextreme. I love this one. the freshness in the opening, and that's what this list is about. Fresh fragrances that you can still wear year round. This is a very, this adds value to the fragrances that you're going to buy, because when you can get that right combination of fresh, but also, you know, a little bit of deep, dark richness or some sweetness in the case of this fragrance, like some tonka bean, it's a win-win situation because you can wear it year round. And that's exactly what you get in this fragrance right here. In the opening, it's about the mint. The citrus is in the mint in the opening, and then of course on the dry down, you get the tonka bean. The tonka bean, obviously the base notes in here is, what really helps this fragrance to work and kind of stand up to the cooler temperature. So if you're looking for something versatile that gets a lot of attention, because this fragrance gets a lot of compliments as well, then this is one that you should get in your collection, man, from the house of Chanel. This is Chanel Allure Hommesporteauextreme. All right, guys, this next fragrance is amazing. Don't be thrown off by the name of this fragrance. And my humble opinion, I think YSL should have named this something different. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. Let me show you the bottle because it goes perfectly with what I'm wearing right now. This is from YSL, and this is called ROUGE VELOURS. ROUGE VELOURS. This is an amazing rose and patchouli based fragrance. Oh man. Listen, this is like a fresher version of Portrait of a Lady, which also features the notes of rose and patchouli. Now, some guys are going to be thrown off by the name because the name is ROUGE VELOURS, and I think rouge is some kind of makeup, if I'm not mistaken. But guys, don't be thrown off by the name. Listen, fragrance is about putting something on your skin and seeing if it works for you. And guys, I'm telling you, this works for me, and I think it will work for a lot of you out there as well. So don't be thrown off by this fragrance. It's unisex, but fellas, you can definitely rock this fragrance. Rose patchouli. It does have a really prominent jasmine note in the opening, but the jasmine dies down really quickly, and you get hit with more of the patchouli, the vetiver, and the musk along with the rose. There's a little bit of white tea in the background of this as well. It kind of gives it that kind of calming vibe that, you know, tea normally gives to a fragrance, along with a little bit of a powderiness from iris. But I'm telling you, nobody talks about this. Nobody. So if you want to smell unique, if you like a fresher rose scent that still can last throughout the cold months, guys, get your nose on this stuff from the house of YSL. Again, this is called ROUGE VELOURS. All right, guys, now this next fragrance comes from the house of Tom Ford. Nobody talks about this fragrance. And this one is from the Noir line, and this is Tom Ford Noir Eau de Toilette. Noir, and this is the EDT. Now, you guys know, if you've been following my channel for any amount of time, I love Noir Extreme. That's still my favorite from the range of Noir fragrances. But I'm telling you, this Noir Eau de Toilette is a really good year-round fragrance. Kind of similar in the similar fashion that I talked about Chanel Allure Hommesporteauextreme. Citrus is up top, bright citruses with mint. Primarily, you get the citrus, Amalfi lemon combination in the opening. They don't list patchouli, but I think there's some patchouli in this. It has to be some patchouli in this fragrance, but you get a lot of musk on the dry down. Very masculine fragrance, but by the same token, it's fresh. And I'm telling you right now, guys, if you pair this one right here with a suit, it's a head turner. Now, unfortunately, I think this one has been discontinued, along with so many other great Tom Ford fragrances. But if you can still find this one out there, guys, this is a really good signature scent that you can wear year round. So if you can get your hands on it, fellas, this is a good one. Again, this is called Noir by Tom Ford. All right, guys, now this next fragrance comes from the house of Chanel. Again, another one that nobody really talks about. It's an amazing fougere from the house of Chanel, and this one is called Boy. Chanel Boy, and this is from the Les Exclusifs collection of Chanel. But guys, this is an amazing fougere. It's an amazing fragrance. And really what you get in this one, and this is kind of the theme of this list, you get nice, fresh, uplifting, vibrant citrus notes in the opening of the fragrance. When it starts to dry down, you get this coumarin musk, vanilla, and sandalwood dry down. This is, again, an amazing fougere. Obviously, being a fougere, there's a very prominent note of lavender in this as well. But once again, this is one that a lot of folks don't talk about. And if you want something, I'm telling you right now, that will get you noticed. I mean, look how much I've knocked out of this bottle. You know, and again, some people laugh, but for me, that's saying something. You know, and I haven't had this one that long. But it's one I can wear every day. No matter the time of day, no matter the occasion, no matter what season, this is one that you can wear and get some good use out of it. So check this one out from the house of Chanel. This is Chanel Boy. Now this next fragrance obviously needs no introduction on my channel, but this is the quintessential fragrance for this fragrance category, and it's this one, my baby, Original Santal from Creed. I haven't been wearing it as much lately because I'm really trying to preserve and hold on to my Creed fragrances in the 4-ounce bottles. As you guys know, or most of you know, Creed has discontinued the bottles this size, the 4-ounce bottles. So, and there's a lot of debate out there about how good they were when they were making the fragrances in the 4-ounce bottle before they were purchased by Estee Lauder. And again, that's another video for another day. But as far as fresh fragrances that are signature scent worthy that you can wear year round, this is one of my go-to fragrances. I've always talked about this fragrance on this channel, how much I love it because of the fresh opening. Get some cinnamon in here, some lavender, sandalwood. Oh man, this is one of my favorites. Every time I smell it, it's almost like the first time. This is so good, man. But anyway, you guys know what this one is, so I won't spend that much time on it. One of my best fresh year-round fragrances that gets attention from the house of Creed. This is Original Santal. All right, guys, now this next fragrance comes from the house of Parfums, and this one is called ALBA. This is called ALBA. This is an amazing fragrance. Guys, if you love fragrances that have really nice kind of citrus openings with a nice creaminess as they start to dry down, this is a house you want to take a look at. This house doesn't get a lot of attention. One of the main reasons I think is because you don't find it on a lot of discounted sites. Now I have seen where I think Max Aroma maybe has started to carry some of these, but outside of Max Aroma, like a lot of other online discounted sites, can't really find this fragrance. It's really hard to find Parfums Aroma at discounts, and they do retail for $2.75 per bottle. But anyway, that being said, like I just said, this fragrance right here in particular has iris, almond, heliotrope, I think as well, and the opening of it, and then that creaminess on the dry down. Sandalwood. Oh, it's hazelnut in this, not almond. It's hazelnut in this one. And then when it dries down, you get that sandalwood and nice kind of warm ambery base, almost vanillic ambery kind of base on the dry down. Man, this stuff is amazing. I'm gonna be doing a video pretty soon, guys, where I talk about my top 5 from this particular house, because I love creamy citrus-based fragrances, kind of like Chanel Allure Edition Blanche. It has a nice creamy sandalwood with the that lemon opening. But anyway, check this one out, guys. This is an amazing head-turning fragrance that is really fresh and you can wear it year-round. From the house of Parfums, this is called ALBA. All right, this next fragrance, guys, is a designer fragrance that was released this year. Very interesting combination of notes. So let me go ahead and show you the bottle. This is from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier, and this is Le Beau Les Parfums. Le Beau Les Parfums. Nice fragrance, guys. I talked about this when I told you this is one of the better designer fragrance releases of 2022, in my opinion. Interesting opening on this fragrance. You have pineapple and iris. When this fragrance opens up, and then really immediately, although it's listed as a heart note, you get a lot of coconut. Oh my goodness, it smells great in here. Whew, this is a good one. When it starts to dry down, you're gonna get amber, sandalwood. Amber and sandalwood are the main notes you get on the dry down. And what else is in here? It's almost like that traditional vanillic base that you're used to on all of the Jean-Paul Gaultier fragrances. I think you get some vanilla in here as well. Again, amazing fragrance. Maybe even some tonka bean. This stuff is absolutely amazing. Again, the freshness in the opening with the pineapple and then that powderiness from iris. The coconut in the heart gives it a kind of tropical vibe. So in the summertime, it's not too cloying where you couldn't wear it in the summer. And obviously on the dry down with the amber, the sandalwood, the tonka bean, and vanilla and stuff like that makes it great and it stands up to the cold weather. So I'm telling you guys, this is a really good value for your money. If you're looking for a great pickup on the designer side of things, this is one that you can really get some good value for your money because you can wear it year round. From the house of Jean Paul Gaultier, this is Le Beau Les Parfums. All right, guys, now this next fragrance is one from the house of Frederic Malle, and obviously it fits into this category, and obviously based on all of the other characteristics of fragrances on this list, nobody really talks about this fragrance. This one is called Noir Espèce from the house of Frederic Malle. Now this particular scent, what I primarily get with this one is this nice, almost fresh mintiness that comes from geranium in this fragrance as it opens up with a very robust and nice, vibrant, citrusy orange accord. That's what you get in the opening. Geranium along with orange and a slightly rosy nuance, but that's because there's a combination of, rose as well as the geranium, which can kind of come off rosy. But it gives a nice minty orange with slight rosy undertone when it opens up. And then when it starts to dry down, man, you get into some spices. And again, some of my favorite spices, you get some nutmeg, cloves, and cinnamon. And on the dry down, you get some patchouli and mainly sandalwood. Slight vanillic touch as well on the dry down. This is an amazing year-round fragrance. And again, one that nobody talks about. And what I like about that minty characteristic, because it's not actually coming from mint, it's coming really from the geranium rose combination. It's not that minty kind of toothpaste vibe that you get from some other fragrances. Is really well done. But anyway, check it out, guys. This is from the house of Frederic Malle. This is called Noir Espèce. And last but not least, guys, a fragrance that I really love. My first fragrance purchase from this brand. When I heard the note breakdown, I knew I had to have it from the house of Fragrance du Bois. This is SANTAL Complete. SANTAL Complete. Now, this fragrance features two notes primarily, sandalwood and coconut. And what a pairing of notes, because once again, with the sandalwood, with the coconut, it still has that tropical vibe, but it's not, it's not overly tropical where you couldn't wear it in the cooler months of the year. And with the sandalwood, it's not overly deep or dark where you couldn't rock this thing in the warmer months of the year. So it makes it the perfect signature scent to wear year round. Again, one that not a lot of people talk about, not a lot of people are rocking this fragrance, but is one that fits the profile of a good, sexy year-round fragrance that you can wear anytime, any place, anywhere. So check this one out. Get it in your life from the house of Fragrance du Bois. This one is called SANTAL Complete. All right, guys, that's it. That's my time, man. I hope you enjoyed this video today. I gave you 10 fragrances from my collection that are great, sexy fragrances to wear year-round that'll get you noticed. As always, I sincerely appreciate your time and attention to these videos because you guys don't have to watch, but you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to make sure you take a few moments to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you're sharing these videos out to some other folks that you think could use this information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darian. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.